When politicians talk about a no-deal Brexit from the EU, what they're advocating is trading with the EU on WTO terms. The WTO, or World Trade Organization, began after the Second World War, and it's a place where 164 countries negotiate the rules of international trade. There are also 23 observer countries, including Iran and Iraq, who are currently discussing access. Now, each member sets their own tariffs or duty on goods coming in from abroad, as well as quotas on how much of each product can be imported. Countries within the EU set one uniform tariff for goods coming into the bloc from outside it. Now, those tariffs vary depending on the industry. So if the UK were to trade with the EU on WTO terms, it would mean our manufacturers paying an export tax on electrical machinery of 2.5%. But it would be 10% on British cars. And for our cheese and dairy farmers, the export duty would be almost 36%. Remember that as EU members currently, we don't pay any tariffs on EU goods going out or coming in. So tariffs would also be felt by UK consumers.
You would also face increase in prices of vegetables that we do import a lot from Spain, for example. And so this is very likely to translate into higher consumer prices. And so if the wages don't move, which is very likely, then it means lower living standards.
Now, we could choose to lower or waive our own tariffs on goods coming in to try to stimulate free trade with the EU and bring down prices for consumers. But under WTO rules, that would mean lowering tariffs for all countries, potentially flooding the market and undercutting our own producers.
With this idea of going into WTO with very low tariffs, what you also lose then is your currency for trade agreements. These much vaunted sort of trade deals which the UK is going to conclude, what you have as currency is the protection of your market. If your tariffs are very low, no one's interested in concluding a trade agreement with you because they have access to your market anyway. Why would they reciprocate?
So the prices we pay in the shops might go up, but what would be the impact on jobs? A recent study from the UK Trade Policy Observatory at Sussex University estimated a no-deal Brexit could cost up to 750,000 jobs. That's around 2.5% of the total job market. Now, many Brexit supporters, like Jacob Rees-Mogg, claim switching to WTO terms would be much better. But far from being the norm, no country in the world trades exclusively on WTO terms. All 164 member countries have negotiated better access to at least one market. But as we're finding out, trade deals are both highly complicated and lengthy. The EU's most recent trade deal with Japan came into force this month, but took 6 years to complete. A no-deal Brexit could mean trading on less favourable WTO terms for many years to come.